Hello, everybody. It is me, Frost, and I'm here to do Frost Written, the lore for the Legend Seeker system that Erudi is working on. And I am having a good old time. I worked on a short story last time and a little bit of the world. I'm going to work on short story again this time, the second episode of it. And there was just a very loud noise outside the patio door. So I'm wondering what the kitty cat's knocked over. There's not that much out there that they could knock over. There's a grill. Actually, there's two grills, but one is small and charcoal. No, they wouldn't have knocked it. How could they have knocked it over? I have no idea what they're doing. Who knows? I'm going to go check in a few minutes. As long as they didn't break the patio door, I'm good with it. Who knows what they're doing? Why would I be low? I literally just looked at it. I am still at... I'm still at 47, 48. Let me turn this up. Boop. That's my technical term for turning things up. Boop. They better not have knocked over the grill. All right, Kyle, get driving. Canning. Okay. Hopefully that's better, JT. I turned it up a little bit. I'm still at 47, 48 on my microphone input in Windows. Don't know. Good little knockers. And the worst part about it would be that there is some ash in the bottom of that grill, since it's a charcoal grill, and could be all over. I haven't used it for a week or so, but it's just, yeah, it's their way to do things like that. Hopefully it was completely just unrelated to the grill. All right. I had BB. I guess I technically have two cats named BB, I called, but never at the same time. Boston Blackie, Calvino's mom, the little house detective, she was down here this morning for most of the morning with me during my meetings at work. And everybody's like, oh, she's so adorable. I'm like, yeah, until she grabs a hold of me with her claws and says, pet me. Not so fun then. But then her son Calvino came in, and they were snuggling, and then they both wanted to sit on my lap, and then she bopped him on the nose because he was being insistent, and he moved off. And then when she was done being on my lap, he slunked over in his 22 little pound slinky way, got in my lap, and had been there for like an hour and a half before the stream. And I was listening to music and getting stuff ready, and then all of a sudden I hear her, and he just gets like this. I'm like, uh-oh, did they see a bird or something out there? And I heard some from her by the door, and I go over there, and their ears are up, their pupils are big. I'm like, okay, time to hunt. So who knows how many birds are left? Birds, not villagers. Mice, not villagers, all those things. All right, so I am working on the second episode of this little story. And the place that I decided this village is going to be is somewhere up in here. It's not going to be a big... I mean, it could be a big place, but I don't think this village here should be this large if I do that. So maybe for my own sanity, what I'm going to do here... is this a symbol or a label? I think this is a symbol. Yep, it's a symbol. I don't even know what layer that sucker is on. Alright, I'm going to make it smaller here, because it's not a huge place. Not a huge place. That's a big tree. And I need to find my pine trees, because we're going to put a few more of these in here, because this whole area is thickly forested. Get a few more of these in here, make them a few different sizes. So we have a few big trees, little trees, some little baby trees on the edge. Because the idea is this place is old and overgrown all around it, but it's also in the middle of a bunch of hills. All right, so this village is going to really be stuck down in here. And I'm going to grab my hill markers here. Boop, boop, boop. Make them a little larger. Because the hills are all along this area up to the north. They are going to be a big part of this. Boop, there we go. A few more hills. Because it's kind of in a little canyon, but it's also on its own little hill inside there. And labels. All right, and this village is where the little short story that I'm working on takes place, and it is a small place called Greenhaven. All right, we're gonna make that a little smaller because it is definitely not that big of a place. It does not need the most massive call out ever. All right, we'll make it ever so slightly bigger than that. A little hard to read at that font size, in fact. Because, I mean, the map is this big. We can make it a little larger. There we go. All right, we'll just leave it there. That's where Greenhaven is going to live. Boop, 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 boop. If you turn up, I can hear you, but it's still shit compared to everyone else. Well, I tend to talk really quietly too, so not that surprising. And I'm peeking into the yellow and red on OBS, so I don't know what to tell you. I tend to not be a loud person. Wow, sarcastic. That was bad. Wow. That was horrible, in fact. I'm kind of shocked. Shocked, I say. All right, so that is there. All right, and we're back to story part here. And this village has, it's built on an old trade outpost from the Agrian Empire. So it has quite a big plaza, and it has some old towers at the entrance to the village where the walls are. But those are kind of the remnants of the original Agrian buildings. They're all kind of falling apart and old. But there is the villa, the mansion that's an Agrian thing where the person who ran this place long ago lived, and now it is held by a noble lady. Could have been any head mod of this channel. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. What is the best Mexican food on most menus? I don't even want to know. Pollo Loco. Uh-huh. Is this a joke, JT, or is this just you asking to get the best, item from everybody? Somebody got into the glitter, Mr. Sparkly Vampire. Glitter everywhere. It's so sparkly. You want Mexican? Oh, okay. I don't know. I eat Mexican food, but I don't know what the best thing on a menu would be. What are the things where they douse them in sauce? Enchiladas? Is that what they are? Enchiladas are good. You don't have to deal with the dry tortilla that way. Yeah, what did Chris Ant do this time? All right, now I hear a clunk against the glass door. All right, I'm going to go check on them. And if it's them playing with something out there and being goofballs, I'm going to be annoyed. I'll be right back. Come on, cats. I'm trying to do something. What did you guys do? Aha. So they didn't knock the grill over. It was just Benji playing with the door, frantically wanting attention. And then I petted him and asked him if he wanted to come in. And like always, he looked inside and he said, nope. Ran off. But I did gain a kitten, didn't I? You want to come up here? Come here. Do you want to say hello so I can get working? No? Come here. Come here. Come over here. You know how to get up here. Come here. Hey, you. What are you doing? No, there's nothing down there for you. There you go. All right. We have hopefully you can hear that. That is Kibble purring like a crazy cat. She wanted to come in so badly that she almost ran into the patio door because I had it closed. She ran right up to it and put her head like this against it, like, what? Why is it closed? All right, Kibble, you gonna sit now so I can work, please? Or go find the couch, whatever you want to do. I'm not writing about cats right now. I don't need reference. Come here. Oh, Kibble. All right, let me read this sentence again. I think I'm gonna put another, I don't want to put 3 places in there. Hi, Kibble. Yes. If you want to be on camera, you got to come over here. You got to come over here to be on camera. Come here, right up here. There you go. Now you're on camera. There you go. Yeah, she is such a loud purrer. She purrs like a crazy kitten. All right, sweetheart, are you gonna lay down? Yeah? All right, all I have to do is put some gentle pressure on her and she'll loaf. There we go. She's loaf. She'll stay there about 5 seconds and then she'll be like, okay, I'm done with that. I'm gonna move. She's kind of like, I should have called her Evinrude. She found a good spot to lay down. Now she's chewing on my mouse pad, whatever. All right, so, okay, this is the Agrian trade post. Great Haven was built around. Large green tents, 30 tables and bins displaying the wares of the sellers. Bright ribbons and placards drawing the eye in. Okay. I don't know what your brothers are doing up there, Kibble. They're being dorks. Okay. I need a peacefully in this out of the way location. Right now, if you include the one who's decided he lives on my porch, there are 10 cats around the house. But luckily, 6 of them are inside outside, so they wander around the woods on this lot, and they wander around the woods on my second lot, and they probably wander in my neighbor's woods everywhere, so they have acres to go play in. Like, sometimes I don't see all of them every day. Like, I'll see them in the morning, and then I won't see them till the next morning because they're just out doing whatever. But there are some of them who just stay in the house all the time. Like, their mother and grandmother, the first cat that I got here, she doesn't go outside anymore. She just doesn't care. I can leave the door open, she'll just hang out on the porch and just look outside like, been there. Lived out there as a young mom, don't want it anymore. She's happy with indoors. Okay. Her name is Nora. She's a pretty white cat. A couple little white spot or black spots on her in the spots. Big green eyes. Okay, young dog notice the quartet approaching. Where are you going, Kibble? What's up? You just hopped up all of a sudden. You stayed still a lot longer than I thought you would, dear. Hi. Yes, you're on my keyboard. That's great. And you got your tail hooked in my cords. Okay, bye. Sometimes I think I'm actually just a cat tree. The cats have a whip. Well, it's funny you should say that because they did have a couple of toys I gave them a week ago that had catnip in them. And they were playing with them. They loved them. And I couldn't figure out why they were spending so much time messing around with this one floor vent. Turns out that one of them must have destroyed the toy right over the top of the vent. And when the heat wasn't on, a bunch of the catnip just fell down to the vent. So they're like trying to get into the vent. And when the heat turns on, it kind of like blows the catnip scented air out. And I think it blows a little catnip in the air. So they're just like hanging around the vent. Like, great. Fantastic. So I think that's what I heard up there. That clanking noise was them screwing around with the vent cover. Ah, silly cats. All right. Distinctive armor. Okay, I think that makes a point. We're going to add that word to the dictionary. Add that word to the dictionary as well. Okay. Hold my hot sauce coffee. Exactly. Heard those cats. Heard them. Kibble, I'm not talking to you. You don't have to hurt any cats. You can stay laid down. You can stay laid down. It's fine. I decided not to let Charlie in with Kibble because even though they are litter mates, and when they were young, they would always be like snuggled together. They loved each other. As they got older, Charlie was kind of a bully before he got fixed, and he was picking on her all the time, and she has never forgiven him for it, even though he's like all sweet and pleasant now. And he is also not forgotten that she's not forgotten, so he'll be like, come over and try and sniff her, be near her, and she'll be like, growl at him, and then he'll just be like, oh yeah, we're enemies, and he'll swipe at her, and she'll smack him in the face, and they'll be like, and then 2 hours later they'll be like loafed opposite directions next to each other, slightly touching, like, I don't like you, but fine. And occasionally I'll find them completely snuggled asleep until they remember that they're annoyed with each other, and then they'll be like, I don't like her. She's a jerk. And she'll growl when she wakes up and realizes she's too close to him. Nobody can see that. They're fun. Okay, perimeter of the village. Oh, kind of like siblings, yeah. Hey, you got your present today. Oh, that's why I got a notification for a package being delivered. I was like, thinking to myself, what did I order? I should go up on the front porch and check, but I didn't. Well, that's that mystery. Yeah, they're totally crazy siblings. The most sibling of siblings. Oh, looks like one of the big bugs get caught in the zapper kibble. You can hear it getting fried. She's always excited and disturbed by that noise. Yeah, it's super loud. Well, and that's why I turned myself down a little bit, because this microphone picks up everything. And it's loud. Loud! It's like somebody's typing at like 150 words per minute. And when those things get caught in there, they just sit there and crackle for a while. It just keeps zapping because, I don't know, they don't fall. I don't know why. It's like a bird got stuck in there or something. Right. It's just going to keep going forever, isn't it? By the time I get up, walk over there to, tap the thing, it'll be done. So, and if I don't do it, it will go on for an hour. If it's bugging anybody, I can go over there and tap it. Whistle and click of his tongue. You come in and the first thing you hear is a bug zapper doomsday device. Yeah. It's the Zappinator. Exactly. It's the biggest bug zapper in the tri-state area. Darn tootin'. It's weird. There's this platypus and a hat stuck on it. Huh. It's almost done. I think we're going to take that out of it. There we go. Okay, we're going to change that. Done driving. Now for workout after I finish laughing from the bugs slow roasting on Frost bug zapper. Yeah, whatever those little Japanese beetle things get in there, they just sit there and they get stuck and they just go crack, 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 crack forever. Wow, wow. What are you doing down there, kiddo? Hi. What? What would you like? You have your feet in my slipper. What? Come here. Come here. If you want to be petted, you gotta come up here. I'm not gonna reach down there and pet you. Come on. Good girl. He did a dimensional shift. Exactly. Hello, Darth Dave. Hello, Corner Pub Gamer. You coming in for all the ASMR sounds of Kibble the Purr and a bug zapper doing its job. So, Kibble, should I put a cat in the story? What kind of a cat should I put in there? What kind of a cat should I put in there? I love how she does the I'm going to snuggle into you thing, making me snuggle into her in return. Don't you? Don't you? You do that on purpose. Should I put a nice brindled cat in there? Some nice little tiger stripes and some white fur? What do you think? How about an all-white cat like Charlie? No? She just kind of goes. How about a big gray and white cat like Wolfie? No? Tuxedo cat? She's like non-committal. She's like, I don't think you need a cat. Are you just gonna hang out here and fall asleep on my arm and make my arm fall asleep? Is this your plan? I like how she's got her paws crossed here. She's just like, there we go. And she never holds on lightly. She just digs right in. Don't you? Don't you? Oops, sorry. Yeah, she loves the meowing. Don't ya? Yeah? Can I put you down? Can I put you down? No, she says no. She snuggles against me and says no. Asking a cat questions while you pet them is like trying to ask me questions while I'm having an orgasm. Huh. Weird, CPG. Never thought of it like that. Never will. Thanks. Guess what? We're never going to think like that. No. All right. You're just having a good old time hanging up here. Such a dignified girl. Well, I'm trying to decide because I want to put some livestock wandering around this little village, going to the market, and I'm trying to decide if they're going to be goat, sheep, or if it's going to be a whole squaggle of ducks, like something small like ducks. Look at her now. She's totally falling asleep on my arm. Kibble, don't fall asleep completely, please. Please. She's totally passing out and going to sleep. I think we might do ducks, just to do ducks. How's that sound for you? I think ducks would be fun. Get on my level. Yeah, she is way too happy right now. She's doing the I'm almost asleep kind of half purrs. You can hear them getting a little louder, like let's see. Luckily, I'm mostly reading through things right now still. Trying to get back to where I was in the early part of this. Can I set you down now? Because I need my hands. See? I need these hands free. Because I can do typing. I can do typing. Yeah, you want... Okay, you want to lick my fingers. She's like, I saw hands. They could be petting me. Thanks for licking my fingers. That's great. Alright, Kibble. Down? Onto my lap? Alright, we're going down to my lap. Oh, don't fall asleep there. Oh my goodness. Alright, come on. We're going down to my lap. Yep, don't worry. You can take the claws onto my arm. There you go. Alright. Have a rest. No, as far as I know, they don't eat the cooked bugs unless they can get into the bug zapper. It has a little shroud around it, so I hope they can't get into it. think we're gonna say cooled instead of chilled. Really? Do you really need to be up there? Yeah, that's my leftover, or that's not my leftovers. That's the meat that I didn't eat yet for lunch. I got some food delivered because I didn't make enough lunch. I made a tiny little lunch, and I was like, oof. So I got some ribs and stuff delivered, and I ate some of them, and then got busy. And she's sniffing the package because it's a package of ribs. And she knows what's in it. Yeah, I know you know what's in it, but you can't have those. They have sauce all over them. No. She thinks I'm throwing them on the floor for her. No, that's not how that works. No. She's like, just one rib, please. Uh-huh. I know, you're probably going to want to go out and hunt with everybody else since I'm not feeding you. Just let me know. You will let me know, won't you? You'll start batting me with your tail and your paws. All right. Yeah, I think we're going to put a person coming through with a big gaggle of ducks. Okay. She wants the food meat, yes. And the thing is, when I'm done having the ribs, I will take a paper towel and dampen it. Hi, Kibble. Hello, welcome up. Welcome to up. She thinks I'm eating, I think. I will take a paper towel and I will wipe the rib down to make sure there's no more sauce on it, really. And I will give them the bone, because it's a big clunking bone and they can't really do much to it. Are you going to walk on my keyboard and mess everything up? And she loves picking that bone up and running off with it and taking it from everybody else. Hi, yeah, come here. Oh, you're totally typing in my document, aren't you? Oh, look at that. You added a whole bunch of words. Good job. You're the best editor ever. I think it's time for you to go outside. I think you're telling me that it's outside time, isn't it? She's like, maybe? Yes, she's walking on everything. I have no idea what she typed in there even. I'm going to have to go see. Okay. Do you want to say goodbye to everybody before I take you to the outside? Before I take you off to Happiness Land? Want to say hello to everybody? You going to say goodbye? Can you give me a round? Round? Nope, no round. No round from her. All right, we're going to take her out. She's probably right now telling them all she got to smell ribs. We'll see. Creditor is ready. Yes! All right, so... Oh, all she did was spaces. All I have to do is go... There. Yeah, she only added like 25, 26 spaces. Kibble, writer for Legend Seeker. Perfect. Calvino, lap warmer. Okay, there we go. Check that. Oh. So, Crescent, for your message that you sent me, I think that might have been when I hopped in and changed the create event, but there's no drop down or anything to do a time. So I think that might have been the time that I changed it, but I don't know. I think that might have been right. It would have been around the time my meeting started. I guess we'll just have to test it at some point. I don't know. By the way, I was going to ask people if they knew, in the Discord servers, do you guys know who Greek King is? Do you know somebody named Greek King? Because I got a friend request from him. A lot of times if I see somebody that I recognize from the servers that we're in, I'll just add him as a friend. That person, I don't remember ever seeing that name before. Like, don't know. Yeah, Kibble got a little bit of cheese earlier, so she was really excited. Never heard of him? No, I haven't either. So, okay. Sounds like a guy the Crescent wants to date. There you go, you're Greek King. Okay. Old man returned it as a big man. I'm going to decide if I should explain this interchange or this exchange or not. I guess it makes sense given what I'm doing with the omniscient voice in this. Okay, there we go. All right, mark there's the village. We'll say the. Okay. That was fun. Ringing in my ear all of a sudden. Ow. Trying to think, what would you say? I guess she'd be herding. I'm talking about a little girl coming through with the ducks. I guess she'd be herding them. What is a group of ducks called? Skein? No. Huh. It is a skein. Okay, I was right about that. But I thought I misremembered that. How do they call it? A team or a flock? I think I'm going to go with the skein. Because that's the one that reminded me in my head. Something just coil skein complex triangle. A flock of geese or similar birds in flight. But you can call them when they're not in flight. What is that word? I don't know that word. Oh, a sword is a flock of mallards. Obsolete form sward. But that's a meadow. That doesn't make any sense. Huh, I don't know about that one. See, I'm trying to do another alliteration, but now I've got to try to find a word that starts with F that means something stopped, or abated, or completed. A hockey team. That sounds ridiculous. I don't accept it as English. Gaggle is geese. You're correct. A hockey team. A hockey team and an annoyance of ducks. All words that start and end in F. No, that's not what I... Words starting and ending in... No, I don't want to... Why would I want all words that start and end with F? All right, well, we're going to go back to my favorite thing online. Best site ever, thesaurus.com. I don't get any kind of kickback from thesaurus.com. This is not a sponsorship, but as long as I tell you that I'm getting my words from thesaurus.com, they won't hit the channel. Maybe. Fluff. And that's all I got. Yeah, I occasionally write myself into a little corner with these alliterations. I'm like, no, what did I do? And it doesn't have to be. Try that. Nope, that word doesn't make any sense there. Nope, that doesn't work either. Let's put a comma there. Channel my inner rapper. Wow. I think my inner rapper's dead. I neglected him. He probably looks like Jimmy Carter right about now. Yeah, I said it out loud. I'm looking through some more F words to see. Kind of fun. I find it fun looking through like a dictionary and lists of words and things just because I'm like, there's so many words I don't know. I enjoy it. Like this word I've seen before, but I don't know what it is. It's a faculi. Any of the bright regions of the sun's photosphere seen most easily near the sun's edge. Okay. 187 to your inner rapper. Bam. Bam, bam, bam. Done. Oh, some of these words are only in the unabridged dictionary online. You can't get to them unless you spend money. Fine. I'm not going to do it, but fine. And I gotta say, I took a screenshot of something today because it just... I took the screenshot and I was going to make a post and a joke about it, and then I was like, well, somebody's going to take that the wrong way and think I'm being a jerk. But there's a woman who was on... I think it was on X, or it could have been on TikTok or something. I don't remember. But I think it was TikTok. And she's like saying, blah, blah, blah. Most of the people in my audience, I don't really reach men very often because I have an IQ of 130 and blah, blah, blah. And I just wanted to respond and say, that's it? But I decided to not. I was like, oh boy, I'm so happy for you. You scraped the bottom edge of being a genius, if that's true. But that felt snarky and something that a snarky person would say. I'm totally not snarky. Right? Right. Factual? No. There's the faculi word again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it not being a complete alliterative sentence. Partially alliterative. Only one F word that counts. Frog! What you need to tap into, we need to talk to Leylines, set you up the rap battle. Well, I played that party game with those guys. I don't think I did horribly with the rap battle. I don't think I did too great. I mean, I won some of them, but then I also lost some of them. How did I miss that letter? Okay. Let's just get rid of those words. And there. Is that too long of a sentence? It might be. Wasn't sure how many things. They dropped your food at the wrong house again? Oh my gosh. I mean, I can see it at my house, because my house is out in the middle of nowhere, hiding somewhere, and when it's dark, it's hard to find. Your house is clearly marked. It looks like a house, and it probably has numbers on it, I'm guessing. Maybe they don't know numbers. I don't know. All right, I gotta take this off because I'm getting too warm now. All right. I can do this without ripping my headphones out. I can do it. It's gonna be great. Amazon does it occasionally for me, but never DoorDash. Maybe they're trying to get you to work out or go for a walk or something. It's like, yeah, walk right next door and get your food, whatever the heck it is. Go talk to your neighbors. I'm going to change that way. There we go. Okay. My neighbors just took the stuff that was delivered to their house. Enjoyed the cleaner, you filthy bears. Wow. Why would I want to do that? It's bad enough I gotta talk to family. That's a good word, if I spell it right. Save that quickly. Don't want to lose my space there. Wow. Okay. Can I move this down here? Wow. All right. So, how's everybody doing tonight, by the way? I didn't even ask that earlier while I was just diving into writing. Sitting here writing like a fiend. A fiend, I say. I'm gonna think about this for a couple minutes. Sorry, I'm all tired because I was up super late last night, and I woke up my normal time this morning, and I did not really get sleep at the time I was asleep. So I'm all yawny today. I wonder if I can do, nope, I can't do one of those. Huh. No, cancel that. I guess I can't. All right, I was trying to see if Wonder Draft did things like cities and villages and things like that. I'm curious. I'm going to go look at their info. Okay, let's see. So people have used it. Oh. Meh. I guess you can. Why in the world would somebody do that, though? Wonder if you can actually. I'm gonna do something real quick here since I've got this saved. New. I don't know. We'll do large map in feudal. Sure. Paths. What do we got? We got roads and thises and thatses and stuff. I'm trying to see what these things are. If you can actually go in really far. Okay, so you can do kind of stuff if you were to do like a path or something like that. Just trying to see how it works here. But you gotta put land down first. Because if you don't have land, you got nothing, right? So just a whole bunch of land. A whole bunch of land. I don't really care how big it is or what shape it is right now. I'm just trying to do some tests here quickly because I want to see if I can actually do the layout that I want. Alright, so we got some land here. We'll just do that. I guess I can just make the brush larger, huh? Smooth out the outside edge. Doesn't really matter. Like I said, I'm just doing a bunch of land in a foresty area here. So I'm just doing a shape. So we got land, we got paths. We can do this sort of stuff. And I think when you go to symbols and things, you can actually find if I search for houses and stuff, they have all kinds of shapes and things. I mean, it's all orthogonal stuff, which is a little weird. I mean, you can put this stuff in here, but it doesn't really work very well. I mean, that's pretty much the whole village, right? You just put a whole village down. And I don't really have any good top-down stuff. You'd have to go find different pieces. Farm village. Yeah, I don't see town stuff. Nope, no flat stuff there. Ruins? Sci-fi buildings. I don't think that's really going to help me. Colored ships, cliffs, bridges colored. Yeah, they don't have a lot of stuff built in here. Yeah, because even if you put these things down, like if you put that thing down, it's like a shaped thing. Okay. Well, at least I know this stuff can actually be done. Just discard that. Oops. We're gonna discard it. We're gonna open the Godlands back up. All right. We'll figure that out later. At least I know I can do some of it. Boop. All right, back to the village. So, JT, what did you end up doing with your food? Did you actually go grab it? Did you get it? Are they delivering it again? And what did you get to eat? Almost sneezed. That would have been really exciting. Woo! Probably would have thrown my glasses off my face. Boom! Alright, I'm going to read back through a little bit of this. Got it. Getting your money back. Steak burrito, cheese on top. Ah, okay. What is on later tonight? Anything. Beans, rice, guac, chips, churros. Churros. What are churros again? Are those little fried things? Like, Funyuns, but cinnamon and sugar. And I have no idea what's on later tonight. Is March happening tonight? I mean, it's supposed to be. I guess we'll see, right? The chats have been a little quiet today. As far as I know what's happening. I'm supposed to have my my Thursday night game later tonight too, so we'll see if that happens. Okay. You were asking me. But you're funny, Gino. You're funny. That's why we'll kill you last. We'll Minecraft you last, or something. Yeah. So March of the Dragon Queen happens around 8. I'm gonna play a game for a little bit before my private game. I'm playing a game called If Sun Sets. It's a game where you're trapped on an island. You have a little tiny, like a little Tinkerbell fairy who helps you out, but it's a survival game. And at night, when the sun sets, the zombies come out in absolute hordes and come after you. So you have to have a base, and you have to be very, very ready for destruction. Because they come to steal your blood. And the full game came out, so now I'm playing the actual full game. Let's see. So, Chrysanth, by the way, I got my edit notes back from my editor on the first episode of the story that I had also sent you, and I took probably about 95% of her edits, probably about the same as yours, of certain things. Because some of them overlap, some of them didn't. Moved a few things around, so the story starts a tiny bit differently. I moved a paragraph to the top and started the story a little bit differently. So I sent that off to Erudi. I'm like, I would sit here and noodle it because I'm not doing the full like back and forth edits with my editor, like my book and stuff. But I did enough that it hit what I wanted to hit, and it works pretty well. But I'm not going to do, like I said, I'm not going to do the full back and forth constantly because we just don't have time for that. And luckily it's a short story, so that stuff works pretty well. It's a little smoother to do little chunks like that. That's why I like serialized stories. It's kind of good. Playing a zombie game. Yeah, this is a survival zombie game. I think it might have multiplayer. I don't know. It's a strange game because I think it's Korean or Chinese developers making a little survival game, but kind of fun. There's zombies, there's giant ants, there's devil, what do you call them? What do they call them? Devil boars? Devil something. They look like a huge boar, but they have red eyes and come at you. I'm no professional. Trust her. Yeah, she's got great instincts with all that, moving things around, giving the story a more axiomatic start, like kind of a statement about things, and then go into it. So I think it has a good take to it. It's a different way of writing for me too. It's third person omniscient, which is, seeing into people's heads, but also talking about what things they're doing, but it's not limited omniscient, but it's not full omniscient. It's kind of somewhere in between there. But I'm doing a lot more poetic, flowing prose and a lot more things like that, rather than just the stark contrast and short, clippy dialogue and stuff that I do all the time. It's a very different sort of story for me to write. If you saw the dialogue and the way I wrote stuff in the superhero one that I was working on, and still am, very different method. I'm just sitting here while we're talking, trying to decide if I want to rephrase this whole section here. I think I'm getting the point across, but I'm not sure if I'm getting the right point across. Because like you had said in the comments on Erudi, saying it's nice having to occasionally go back. You don't have everything explained to you. It's a lot of show not tell, but it's not purely show not tell. Sometimes you do tell, but sometimes you just make notice of a thing. You say it's there, you call a little bit of attention to it, and then you move on. And sometimes people will come back and say, oh, which is good. But she also liked the same characters that you enjoyed. She wanted to see more dialogue between a couple of them, but it's just not there yet because there's no reason for them to talk more yet. But she liked the two little people. I always loved it as a reader, going back and rereading things after I finished the book and seeing all the things that lead to the ending. Yes. When is the picture book so I can understand it? It's a good question. I have no idea, JJ. You could have Chrysanth read it out loud to you. Okay. I think I'm going to not uppercase this, but I am going to italicize it. Okay, the best. Okay. Stupid people have rights, you know. Okay, so fine, you don't have the vaunted 130 IQ that young lady on TikTok had, and she was so proud of it. So proud. Super proud. Whatever. Now, do I want to come back to this thought is a question. Is it important to come back to the thought or just drop it? Okay. I don't think I have to. I'm making a mental note to myself of whether or not I need to come back to this minor little point in the middle of these two paragraphs. I don't think I do. I don't think it's important enough to warrant that, but I'm sure if I'm incorrect that my editor will poke me and say, hey, you dropped this point. Why didn't you pick it back up? I don't know what IQ is. No, JJ, I'm sure that has a totally different term. You can ask JT. He'll fill you in. It was a very bad joke. I can't remember what I saw it on, but there was a video where somebody was asking somebody, like, so what's your body count? And the person was being really vague and defensive. Like, what, is it really high? And he's like, no. And she's getting all like, well, what, is it really low? Or are you like like really low. He's just sitting there thinking, I think he's thinking, what kind of a person did I get with? And I think he ended up saying like it was 2, and she's like, wow, okay, well that's respectable. I mean, that's, if you saving yourself or doing whatever, and he's just sitting there thinking. And then I don't know how it came out in the conversation, but it came out that he was literally talking about a body count of people he'd killed, and she was talking about people she'd slept with. And I'm 90% sure it was a skit, but it was played out really well. And I don't even remember how it ended. If it was like a date thing and she just like left all of a sudden because she was terrified, or if he left because he was like, oh God, she slept with how many people? The guy who like killed people was like, oh my God, I can't be with her. She slept with too many people. We all can be scientists. We can all be scientists. Be a scientist. Go for it. All right. I think I'm going to keep this section the way I have it. I'm trying to make you feel a little bad for this guy while he's doing his inner monologue and his inner thoughts, because it's so simple. You're like, oh, kind of like the, what is it the Southern people say, or oh, darling, or honey, or oh honey. That's sort of, oh honey. You think about it like, oh dear. That's what you're worried about. Okay, all right. Pat him on the head. Yeah. Made some experiments in the fridge. Boom! Where's my Nobel Prize? Well, your Nobel Prize or your Nobel Prize? And the Nobel Prize in refrigerator physics goes to feline named Vajayjay for having found dark matter and quarks on his cheese. Both. Bore. Okay. I'm going to leave that like it is. Now, reading through it again, I'm like, it's 90% there. Whole new species of mold on cheese. It's like Horton Hears a Who, but it's mold. Alright, I don't want to say just. Let's see, and he guessed. Okay. Sorry, I do this a lot when I'm writing sentences in my mind, because it's like it goes up in a phrase, and I do this because it all has a cadence to it, and I write those cadences out in the air, and I speak them out loud. I speak them in my head. And if it feels weird to me, then I add words, pull words away, rephrase, move things around. That's just the way I write. It could be weird to see how other people do it, but that's how I do it. Because I'll often have these conversations written down, and then I'll just have them playing in the back of my head for days on end, just sitting there brewing, and then suddenly something will pop up to me while I'm in the middle of a meeting or something else. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a better way to write that. Or I'll do that when I'm like half awake in the morning. I'll just be sitting there writing something or thinking of something and be like, aha! So I'll have conversations with people, or written conversations, or spoken. and they'll say something, and if I forgot that I didn't respond to it, and I missed one of the points, I will come back to it like a few days later and say, I'm really sorry. I just realized I never answered that question. Or you said something and I didn't react to it. I'm sorry. Keeps my brain busy anyway. I don't have that experiment anymore. It tasted funny though. Voices in my head are not concerning. It's when the voices stop and they all look at me. That's when I'm concerned. I want some Japanese girls singing. How should this old man please me? Hello, Frost. Hi, Barney. How's it going? That was a very interesting way to come say hi. Hey, by the way, my mind was blown, not only because I didn't know this existed, but that there was a market for it. They have things in Japan called maid cafes. I'm aware of that. I've heard of them. They have something called a fat maid cafe. And I was like, that seems weird. Seems like a weird way to put it. But it's evidently the servers are all girls who are heavier than whatever, a specific BMI. And their color of their outfit matches what their body mass index is, I guess. And they just happily serve you food. You can buy them food. And you just go there and eat, and they're all dressed in colorful maid outfits. I'm like, I don't get Japan. I don't understand Japan. I don't understand it. I don't plan on ever going. I was just like, okay. I have absolutely no idea. I saw it and was like, oh, because the guy who was doing the video on it was a Japanese dude. But I found out also, this was a little weirder, they have maid cafes where the maids are dudes. So I guess Circus can get a job when he goes over there. But bump. Yeah, I don't understand Japan. Yeah, it's a weird place. But they will, when you get food in different ways, they will use the little squeeze bottles of like topping, like ketchup and other things. They will draw things like cute little faces on your food for you and on the plates. Like they asked, he asked for a little piggy face on his omelet of rice. And they did a cute little like a line drawing an anime pig face or something with characters all around the whole plate. Like, okay. So, weird stuff. By the way, where did I put it? I got some French fries with my, I didn't ask for French fries. I don't know why I got them. I got French fries with my ribs today, which was weird. But because I like things spicy, I had them with this. If you can see it, I don't know if you can actually read that or not, because it's kind of hard with the green screen. It's jalapeno ketchup with a green label, so you can see right through my face. This stuff is actually very good. It's not the best brand. There's a brand called Mama Solita's something or like that, that is a jalapeno ketchup. There's really good jalapeno ketchup. Heinz ketchup, I think, kind of blows, but it's the only kind I can find that had jalapeno at the store the other day. You would give better conversation than girls? You should be paid more if you were to take that job. Hey, Crescent, what's the facepalm over in Kick for? What's that for? Jalapeno ketchup. You facepalm everything? That makes sense. Now, I also got that barbecue, and I just, you have to tell them what kind of sauce you want. So I told them I wanted the brush fire sauce, which is pretty good tasting sauce from the brand they have. But it comes in these little tubs. And they're these little tubs. It's nice. It's called brush fire. It has Texas on it, so you know it's got to be good, right? It has Texas on the label. But I got 3 ribs. 3 rib bones. That's it. With the other stuff that I got. And I didn't eat them because I had all the other food. Because I think they gave me part of some other order or something, because there was a bunch of brisket and stuff in there. I'm like, I'll just eat it. And I told them, I was like, hey, I got extra food, and they never responded. So I'm like, all right. But anyway, they didn't give me 1. They didn't give me 2. They didn't give me 3. I used 2 of them for the other brisket. They gave me 5 of these with 3 rib bones. I guess they figured I wanted a lot of sauce. Can't be held accountable for what your man is reading. They still haven't caught any of those 43 monkeys. None of them. Facepalm is a leading cause of headaches and head mods. I did read some of it, Barney. I didn't read all of it, though. I didn't read all of it because I'm in the middle of also reading. I bought myself a book. It's probably the driest, silliest book to read ever. It is How Dungeons and Dragons was made. It's from 1970 to 1977. And it was written by some journalists. And it's the whole history of, how the guys started everything, chainmail and all those rules back in the day. What they were doing, how they did it all in excerpts and printouts of things. The book is this thick. It's 1.5 inches thick. It's huge. And I've been reading through it. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's a lot to read. And it's a little dry. You were really drunk when you sent it. Hey, you're not the first, and you won't be the last person to drunkenly send me a message on a DM. Oops. There we go. You're not the only one. They can really drive. Books. This same facility had containment breaches in 2014, 2016, 2018. I mean, come on, people. My aunt, when she was probably in her late 60s, I think it was, after she retired, she used to work at one of the local zoos as a volunteer. And she was the person who had to just, she cut up food, she helped people behind the scenes and did stuff. Because she just liked working with, the people and the animals. She didn't really get to deal with the animals very often, but she occasionally did. And she said it was astounding how often you'd come in and somebody had shut a hatch properly or something properly. You're like, you do realize there are tigers on the other side of that, or there's a bear on the other side of that thing, and they have claws and they can stick their claws in things and open things. Last thing you want to do as a zookeeper is walk in and hear behind you. So she made it her mission in life to make a checklist that people had to use a pencil on, or a grease pencil, when they walked in and out of a place, to make sure things were closed or not, and their names were by the things, so they're responsible for it. And if they didn't, they got in so much trouble. So she single-handedly made everybody make sure they had all kinds of things closed all the time. That was fun, because that was her contribution, having grown up with sons. She's like, you close everything tight, otherwise the monkeys get out. Literally. 36s encoded into everything. No 36s. All right, let's see. I got the ducks in here. I got a skein of ducks. Yay, we got some ducks. Ducks this is. I haven't done anything with the kid who's waddling the ducks through with their little switch, making sure the ducks go where they want. I just left her as an NPC in the background, so she doesn't even have a name right now. But I already have a name in mind for her, so if I decide to write it, I will just pop her name in there. Boom. The zombie game is called If Sun Sets. It's a weird name. And I'm pretty sure... Let me go to the page here. We'll probably start playing some sound here. It's early access, single player online co-op. Yeah, it says there's online co-op, so... Why is it showing somebody... Oh, that's interesting. Ha! Sorry, I was just watching a video of somebody playing the game, and they almost killed themselves because they're fighting the zombies with traps, and they ran over a whole line of their own traps. And every time you run over one, it starts you bleeding. It says, you're losing HP, you're losing HP, you're losing HP, and the person's just walking back, and I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? Until he finally catapulted back out of it and realized he was almost dead. I'm like, hey, there you go, you're walking on spikes that are cutting through you. You smart guy. Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, the prologue didn't have co-op. So, I was playing the prologue by itself, and it just came out the other day. So I played it at lunch. How do I want to do this, though? And the other reason I didn't mention it to you also, JT, was mainly because I know that your work was being... What's the word? Not stingy, but jerks about your paycheck. I'm glad they finally paid you, though. That's just... Oh, sorry, there was a delay. If only you could do that with your work and get away with it. You don't see the zombies in if sunsets? Yeah, there's building and all that stuff. When you get to the daytime, goes from like 6 in the morning until I guess, what is it, about 9 o'clock, or no, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, and then the sun drops, and then it's zombie time, and you don't want to be out because they will just come at you in waves with red eyes, and if you don't have a base set up of traps, they will overwhelm you and eat you. So during the day, you're allowed to go hunt, explore, do all that stuff. At night, if you want to live, you get behind your walls and you hide, or fight them from the wall top. But you can also take these stones that you find and clean them up and put them together and go sacrifice them in a little altar. And that night, if you put 3 on there, you avoid the zombies coming after you. So you can skip nights of getting killed. Yeah, you have to, you'd have to look at the people playing and other stuff. Yeah, because the main video, it basically shows the nice, like, oh, look, you're planting, and look at all your crops and everything everywhere, and you ride around on horses and do all this stuff. But then, as you go farther in the video, if you go about halfway, 2/3 of the way through the video, you'll see the zombie creatures and monsters come after you, and the hordes of zombies coming for you. So yeah. And I'd only played the prologue before. Now I finally played the actual game. Okay. Okay. That... Say awful. Awful smart, though. So I want to bring those ducks back into the story a little later. So we'll see how that works out. Because when I introduce a feature or an item or a side thing or anything in the story, I'd like to come back to it a little later and be like, oh, by the way, that wasn't just a throwaway thing. There's a reason I put that in there. So I like doing that. Looks like a pirate game. Well, I mean, you were sort of a pirate on a ship. Well, the ducks might not be important, but the ducks will make an appearance again for a reason. So occasionally I'll just throw a thing in there and just boop. Like, I tend to have those details come back, and sometimes they become more important than I even thought they would be. Sometimes they're just something fun that people recognize. I had a guy in an orange vest show up in a campaign 3 years before the guys actually figured out who the person was. And they're like, oh my god, that is the same guy from the last campaign? Like, yeah, it's the same guy. And at one point he was carrying a pink flip-flop. It was sticking out of the pocket of his vest, and they couldn't figure out why he had it. And when they figured out later why he had it, they were like, oh. Because it factored into a couple different parts of the story from other places, and they're like, son of a... But the good thing is I don't make them remember that. I have their characters remember it. So players remembering it, that would be a little painful and mean. So far, I mean, I'm having fun. I don't know if it's going to be worth it down the road, because there are some bugs in it. I mean, it's enjoyable for what it is right now. Where something extraordinary happens, you cut back to something mundane to juxtapose it. You know, occasionally I have done that. I don't think that's going to be the tone of this kind of story, because he does that way too much, and it is just shtick. But it makes the stories a little harder to read for me, because I'm like, okay, where is it? Okay, where is it? It's like the M. Night Shyamalan, like, where's the twist? There's going to be a twist. But it could make a reappearance, yes. All right, go. I mean, the good thing is the game is like less than 20 bucks. It's not too bad, but it's 20 bucks. Well, 18 bucks or whatever, it's on sale. Oops. Go click on that. did... Wait a second. When I talked about this before with this guy... Is that how I want to phrase that? Yeah, I guess it is. All right. We're going to leave it like that. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect. He says, not knowing if it's going to be perfect or not. All right, so the culmination of this is going to be in the next 4 pages with this meeting and the other character introduction leading up to the end of this episode. Okay. I'm just getting this straight in my head to know how much I have to play with. So I've got another, oh boy, a couple thousand words, maybe at the most, that I can fit this in. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, Pratchett would do that too. It depends on the story too. Hello, Elemental MJ. How you doing? We're sitting here talking about ducks. And a lot of other things. But there's the characters are walking through and they get halted on their forward movement through the village because a little girl came by with a whole skein of ducks. It was, well, needed to go through, and they all moved off to the side to let her pass. You know, little girl with a whole bunch of ducks gets the right of way. Finally done with your map. Excellent. What map is that? All right, so let me know if you guys can hear music, by the way. I just realized I never asked anybody. Ah, okay. No music? Okay. Now I'm listening to the Punch Brothers playing their version of the Wreck of the Edmunds Fitzgerald. And I'm not putting a link in here, but this is the title of the YouTube video. And don't ask me how I write while I'm reading this, listening to music, and talking to you guys. It's just, it's how I do things. All right, so... don't think that's a good idea. How do you write while reading that? Listen to music and talk to us. Stop it! The Gathers of November, remember. I don't know. I can partition my head doing different things for whatever reason. What would a good... I'm trying to think. I'm having a bell peal because they... But I'm trying to make it sound pleasant, not like that annoying sound of a bell. You're like, ah! But more like a... kind of like a softer, sweeter tone, like a Christmas bell. When people play those handbells in the chorus sometimes, and it has like a... Yeah, sorry. I focus. Vampire powers, yeah! Used to write with music in the background at college. Yeah, I've always just had to have music or sound or something going when I'm doing things. Kyle, get singing. Have fun out there. Huh. Oh, I should probably check here. Hey, by the way, the stream's done, isn't it? All right, well, I guess we're basically done for the day, aren't we here? Because I just started writing and went crazy. Anyway, we're going to call it here. Well, hi, Sevy. I'm about to end the stream because I'm silly and I was writing and I realized that I didn't end the stream yet. So hi and goodbye. So I have been Frost. And this has been Frost Written, where I've been working on the lore for the Legend Seeker role-playing game that Erudi is making. Go over to the Discord. Support us there. You can see all kinds of lore drops, all kinds of creature drops, and eventually you get to see the short story I'm working on there. And right now you can see the short story first chapter, episode, whatever it was that Erudi put out of the one he's writing. And yeah, come visit us there, chat with us, talk to us, support Legend Seeker. And I'm going to get the heck out of here, and I will talk to you all later. I'm going to hit the ending button so we have an ending. But please, like and comment on the stream. Please. I will make it quick. Bye.